close your eyes, you're there. The first sound piercing your sleep isn't birdsong. It's the rough voices of your neighbors arguing through paper-thin walls. A wooden cartwheel screeches against cobblestone below. You open your eyes to see dust drifting down from the ceiling beam above your head. Your neighbor's violent cough echoes through the timber and brick that separates your cramped room from his. You live in an insula, a towering apartment block that sways slightly when the wind picks up. The smell of burning oil from someone's lamp mixes with the stench of the chamber pot in the corner. Your stomach growls, but breakfast will be meager. A chunk of day-old bread you'll dip in sour wine. The bread is coarse, catching in your teeth, and the wine burns your throat, but at least dulls the edge of hunger. Your bladder demands attention. You make your way to the communal latrine, where a dozen wooden seats line stone benches. The man beside you nods in greeting as you both reach for the shared sponge mounted on a stick. You dip it in the bucket of salt water, still warm from the previous user, and try not to think about what diseases might be passing between you. Stepping into the street, the assault on your senses begins. 1,000 conversations crash together into an indecipherable roar. Vendors scream prices for their fish and bread. A politician's supporter bellows about upcoming elections. Oxen snort and strain against their yokes as carts lumber past, their wheels grinding stone against stone. The smells layer over each other. Fresh bread baking in clay ovens, meat roasting on spits, human waste flowing into the gutters, and sweat. Always sweat. A woman above you opens her shutters and empties a chamber pot into the street. You leap aside, cursing as the contents splash where you were walking. You adjust your woolen tunic, feeling how it scratches against your skin. The belt cuts into your waist. If you're a woman, layers of fabric would bind your movement. The long stola with its flowing folds, the palla draped over your head when you venture outside. The wealthy senators pass by in their togas, the purple stripe marking their status, but you know the truth. Those flowing garments take an hour to drape properly and fall apart if you move too quickly. Everyone sees everything. Doors stand open, revealing families eating, arguing, conducting business. Children dart between your legs, chasing each other through the crowds. An old man sits on his threshold, watching, always watching. Privacy is a luxury you cannot afford, and a concept that barely exists. Your morning survival is complete. You've eaten what you could, relieved yourself among strangers, and navigated streets that could kill you with falling debris or flying waste. This is how Romans begin each day. Now you must work, and your fate was decided the moment you were born. If you entered this world as a slave, your morning might begin in the fields outside the city, your hands already cracked and bleeding from yesterday's labor. Or perhaps you're fortunate. You serve in a wealthy household, teaching the master's children Greek poetry or managing his accounts. You've learned to read the moods in his face, to anticipate his needs before he speaks them. Freedom might come someday, if you serve well, if he dies pleased with you, if fortune smiles. But if you're free yet poor, your calloused hands tell the story of your survival. You haul amphorae of wine from the docks, their weight cutting down into your shoulders as you walk. Or you stand behind a market stall, shouting over the noise, your voice already hoarse though the sun has barely climbed above the rooftops. Each coin you earn must buy today's bread. Tomorrow is too uncertain to plan for. Perhaps you've learned to trade. Your fingers know the feel of leather or the heat of an iron forge. You work alongside others in your guild, sharing techniques passed down through generations. The wealthy need your skills. Their sandals must be mended, their tools sharpened, their bread baked fresh each dawn. And you take pride in your craft, even as flour dust coats your lungs or forge smoke burns your eyes. If you were born to the equestrian class, you wear a gold ring that catches the light as you gesture during business negotiations. Your toga is finer wool, dyed in richer colors. You collect taxes from provinces, manage trade routes, lend money at interest. Other citizens lower their eyes when you pass.